Penny Jake, the tribe has spoken.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Aw, fuck you too, sweetie.
I'm JJ, one of the original Tribe of Nerds members. You can catch me on Marvel, Pokemon, and other gaming podcasts.
What up? It's Josh, resident superhero nerd, but I also dabble in the occasional super villain as well.
Some may know me as the Chaos Gremlin, but really I'm just Joe King.
Pikachu, use Volt Tackle! Good job, Pikachu!
On the Tribe of Nerds.
Look at those cop cars. Those were new cop cars at the time.
Did you also happen to notice the numbers on top of them?
Yeah.
I did not notice the numbers, but I'm sure that they're the numbers.
Australia.
Another Tom.
Another Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Because Sarah was Jax. It was Julie Bowen, right? And then Tom, we've had Kate have a Tom, and
Well, then he talks to her like she's a dog.
it's really funny.
Oh, yeah! He would never talk to me that way.
I'm sorry.
What?
What the hell?
Michael?
What the hell, Michael? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Michael, Kristen, Kevin, and I are back for more Lost, Season 2, Episode 20, 2 for the Road, and not really an exciting episode. Kind of a very sad episode. And, yeah, we're going to talk about the ending and everything that I'm still processing currently.
You should have been there in 2006, Jake. You should have been there. This was like
Where we all sat at our screens.
Screamed at the screens, looked at the people around us like, "Did you just see that?" And then that was all we talked about for the next week.
Yeah.
This is almost like definitive Lost, like holy shit moment. Like when I think of the show, I think of this shocking episode.
Yeah,
that is one of the key standout moments. It is a bold episode of television.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, we've been talking about it for weeks now, Jake, because we were all like, "This is Jake's favorite character," and what's gonna happen when he finds out what he did? So
maybe he has a good reason.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, if it played out and he's gone now too, I mean, are we ever gonna understand? Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
These are all questions we had in 2006 as well.
Right. Yes.
Nope,
See, the beauty for you, Jake, is that you don't have to wait a week. Well, maybe you do.
we do.
You do.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, this time we're gonna make you wait a week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Make you tortured, just like we were.
All right.
Let's get into some fun facts and like bring up the moment a little bit. Michael,
Fun?
you have one.
Yeah, I've got a fun fact. It is a fun fact. So the manifest, the book that Sawyer was reading on the beach was Bad Twin by Gary Troop. And Gary Troop was the guy in the pilot that got sucked into the turbine in the very first episode. He was a screenwriter, and this was his book that never got released. And Sawyer was going to be the first person to find out who did it, and then Jack burns it. And they actually released that book like around this time, and it's nothing to do with Lost. It's just a mystery book, and I bought it because I was obsessed with everything Lost and read. I can't remember anything about it, but I was so desperate to look for answers in anything. I was willing to buy and read a book that had nothing to do with the show, really.
Buy
so
a
cool.
random book. That's hilarious.
But maybe if he was writing this book and he had something to do with Lost, maybe some of his ideas would transfer over, and then maybe he'd be able to read into things.
That was my thinking.
I love that. I love that you went out and bought a random book just to hope to get.
I mean, it's not completely random.
I mean, no, it's not completely random. But this is what Lost does to people. Is we're out there buying random books to try and please give us something. None of my fun facts are fun facts like that. That was a very good fun fact. Mine are all about the numbers. So we saw there's a lot of numbers in this episode. We're gonna go right off the bat. All of them are right off the bat staring you in the face with the cop cars. None of you guys saw it, which is great. Yes, they're all on top of the cop cars in Ana Lucia's flashback. They spent 4 days drinking in Australia. Jake. Michael fires the gun 4 times. Once on Ana Lucia, 2 on Libby, and 1 on himself. It was 4 a.m. when Christian comes knocking at Anna's door. I'm sorry, Jake. I brushed past it really quick. Michael says that he counted 22 others. Adding himself would make 23. So that would be 23. And we heard Jack say he needs to land in LAX in 16 hours. So lots of numbers in this episode.
And there was 4 minutes of shocked silence from Jake after the episode ended.
There might have been 8. Oh my God.
Heinous behavior.
Heinous behavior.
Lost ain't fun. Going on a cruise is fun.
Right. Good old Keith Nail. So let's jump into this. We'll start off. So we're gonna start it off and let Jake have another half an hour to an hour before we have to get there. We start this episode off just like I always love when they do this. Just right where we left off in the last episode. We have them looking after Michael. Jack's like, where are they at? And she's like, he's alone. What are you talking about? They didn't just let him out of the freaking jungle. He's alone. We need to take care of Michael. You are losing your mind. We all know that they'd been out there. He'd been screaming for Michael. He's exhausted. So he picks up Michael and they carry him back. We do see Anna is cutting fruit up, and we get our first flashback of the episode. We see her mom approach her after seeing all the numbers on the cars, and she's like, hey, how's it going? I need to talk to you. What were you doing last night? Because we're going to take a little stroll. And we're going to take a stroll right down to the morgue where our buddy Jason is hanging out. And he's got a lot of bullet holes in his body. Anna, what were you doing? She's like, I was watching TV. I was hanging out at home. She can't answer what she was watching. Mom sees right through all this bullshit. And so she's like, you told him that he was not the guy. He confessed. You said that he was not the guy, so we had to let him go. And now all of a sudden he shows up here dead. I'm going to have to help you. And she's like, I don't need your help. We're good. And she's like, I'm going to help you. You're a cop. You're going to need my help. And she's like, better not. I quit instead. She hands over her badge. We have her going back to the island, bringing her the food to Henry that she just cut up. She talks about being a cop here. She's bringing up that she, when she's talking to these killers, how they love to talk. And she's kind of throwing this into Henry's face that he's not been talking. And out of nowhere, Henry decides that he's going to start talking, which is the joke that Locke does say, because he starts attacking Ana Lucia. And he says, you're the killer. You're the killer, not us. You're the killer. And he's choking her out. And who saves the day? Good old Locke. Good old Locke, Kevin's favorite. Can't wait for Kevin to try and make him not a good guy in this moment. But Locke does save her and knocks Henry out with his crutch. So kind of an intense opening. Jake, walk us through your feelings on this opening as we get into this. Henry's he's over them. He is done over them right now.
Yeah, it is crazy seeing Henry be able to just take down Ana Lucia in that way. You just wouldn't expect that coming from this guy. We realize he is one of the others, but we don't know. Just based on how he looks, I just feel like he wouldn't look like the guy who would be able to do that. And yeah, John Locke has now become one of the heroes. He's joined the heroes tribe.
Let's not get carried away.
He was always there.
Let's not get carried away.
I mean, we're gonna take it away in like just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to see Kevin's reaction to that. But yeah, I was very, very curious where they were going to take Ana Lucia's story with the flashbacks in this episode, and like immediately like the follow-up to her shooting Jason. I immediately knew it was like, okay, she's going to get in serious trouble for doing that because her mom's going to find out. But yeah, I mean, there's some interesting stuff being set up immediately, and yeah, there's a lot going through my mind right now, but that's my thoughts at the moment.
I like that you mentioned about not thinking that Henry's necessarily going to be a physical threat, and we've seen with Ethan that he was this like beast and like holding Charlie up by his neck, and like yeah, you don't assume that of Henry, and then all of a sudden he's like a crazed maniac and he's throwing Anna around. And it's like, man, these others, don't mess with them. You can take Anna down with ease. And like, yeah, you would have killed her. I think what's interesting about that conversation as well is, and it's going to come up later as well when she's talking to him, but when he says you're the killers, and he says, you killed 2 of our people, good people who were leaving you alone. I don't think they were leaving you alone. But Goodwin specifically with Anna, when you it does make you look back on that whole thing and question it of what would Goodwin have attacked Anna? He didn't really give us any inclination he was going to hurt Anna. Ethan was fucking crazy. But like, I do think you can, think about both sides of that. Of was Goodwin actually trying to kill Anna in that moment? Because I don't really see that.
Yeah, it definitely brings up like, oh wait, like I didn't think about it from this point of view before. Like it really does take you back, because I mean, who would have, like, he didn't know that she knew at that point, you know what I mean? So like it was not this big huge thing like Ethan where they had the manifest and was like this aha moment. Like this was like, maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't know kind of situation. So yeah, it really does give that different point of view of like,
Let's not rewrite history here. Goodwin killed the guy in the ditch. I forget his name right now.
Nathan.
He killed him, and that was a very menacing conversation. That conversation they were having on the hill, that back and forth was not just a nice conversation. That was a very like they were passing the knife back and forth, kind of each one expecting the other one to stab them with it rather than pass it them. That was a very tense conversation. And would he have killed Anna? But did she have every right to think that he was going to? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that. I just think it is an interesting, like, other side of the coin where you're like, how would that have gone?
I think he attacks Anna. Because he had the walkie-talkie and he was going to fake use it. And instead she went with him. And so that was she had to defend herself. I support that decision.
Listen, he has to argue with you on something because he can't argue about Locke here. So
I mean listen, Locke did something right. Locke did something, and whatever. I mean, Locke did something. Locke was standing there when someone was getting attacked, and he didn't do nothing. Congratulations. Would you like an award? Hold on. Do I have?
Just a bit of thanks.
Hold on. Let me write this down. The didn't do nothing award. Nothing award. All right.
Otherwise known as saved someone's life.
Here we go. This is for John Locke. The didn't do nothing award. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Do you know who couldn't win that award? Shannon.
This episode's rough enough without that.
Hey, she's brought up. Fair game. She's brought up in this episode.
Why did Shannon just cut a stray for no reason?
Shannon catching strays a whole season later.
Yeah, that's nothing new.
Shall we continue?
Sure.
I mean, because I just, I'm going to bring her back up later. It's fine. Anyway, we go back to our flashback of Ana is now working airport security. She has quit being a cop and she is now working airport security. Ends up leaving and going to the bar after work, asking for her tequila and tonic, and runs into good old Christian Shepherd just hanging out at the bar.
If you're going to be at a bar, chances in a flashback, chances are you've run into Christian Shepherd.
Seems like everybody's run into him at a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
He brings up that he is going to Sydney and invites her along. They also have kind of this banter back and forth about parents working together because he brings up that he just quit being a doctor because his son turned him in. And they have a kind of a moment. And so then they also give each other some fake names here, which, I mean, fine. That's fine. Like, I'm not going to a whole nother country with somebody I just met and I don't even have his real name. But sure, Ana, go you. Like, that's okay. Especially her being a cop. I'm actually, when we talk about this section, I'm going to bring this up because it's a little weird. We go back to the island where Libby is checking in on Ana. We haven't seen too much of the tailies interacting really at all with one another anymore, which is, they all like just came here and they're like, bye. Like,
I mean, there's so few of them.
It should have been a red flag of what was to come when they started turning up.
Yes, that's true. That is true. But she does check in on Ana. Ana tells her that Henry has attacked her. Michael brought up a very good point. When did Libby find out about the guy in the hatch? Like, who knew? But also, if Hurley knows, everybody knows. So that's true. It's probably a good option.
At this point, just let everybody back into the hatch because
right.
Everybody knows.
With that, though, Lux comes in to question Henry. Like, why did you not attack me? Like, why are you attacking Ana Lucia? You could have crushed my skull. I was there for the taking.
Is it because I'm just special little boy?
Yeah.
It is because, let's get to it. Henry says that he brings up here, like, I'm screwed either way. My people are not going to trade for Walt. So Jack's going to come back all pissy and I'm going to get killed this way. Or my people are going to come here and kill me. So, like, I'm screwed. And Locke's like, why would your people kill you? And he's like, because I failed my mission. And my mission was, I was coming for you, Locke. I was coming for you. It's on my way here to chat with you. Kevin's favorite thing to do. And, like, I'm sure
even Henry Gale through a locked door can tell how easy it is to play Locke.
You don't know that that's not his mission.
You don't know that wasn't his mission. You're just assuming.
I do not believe the thing this man has ever said, so I do not believe that was his mission.
But you act like Henry's a liar or something. Like he's...
I know, right? Like, I act like he can't be trusted. I act like he manipulates people.
Oh my gosh. We also get to Sawyer, my man. He's picking some fruit. He's being a good man for the show, picking fruit for everybody, but it's probably not for everybody. It's probably most definitely for himself. With that.
No, probably. It was.
You don't know. He maybe
specifically when someone else tries to take one, he's like, "That's mine."
Like he didn't want her to take one. He just doesn't like her because she's like, "Ew."
So it's not for everyone, Kristen.
Oh my god.
Okay, everyone but Ana. No, anyway.
Oh my god.
It's definitely not for everybody. We know how Sawyer operates. We know how it operates. He is definitely picking these for himself. But Ana needs a gun. I love this one. He literally talks to her like a dog. Scram, go on, get out of here. He's not having it. And so she walks off. So we're gonna stop for this section. So Jake, walk us through your thoughts here.
Yeah, so a lot going on. The whole thing of was Goodwin actually gonna kill Ana? Like, it's an interesting thing to think back on. I'm with Kevin. I support the fact that I think he was attacking her. Like, I think her actions were very justified on this. And then I loved getting the revelation of to John Locke of we were coming to get you. And I think that was a really interesting thing of what do they want John Locke for? I guess because he is the special boy that they want.
As much as he needs to admit it.
Yeah.
I don't have to admit anything because we don't know the reality yet. And I still think that he's a liar.
I mean, he's truthful about a lot of things.
Yeah, I think like I think that's kind of what I'm kind of remembering to talk about right now. I'm trying to wait to talk about what I really want to talk about at the end, but
we're getting there. I'm letting you have time to still process as we
yes, yeah.
I think we had the thing with Sarah and Christian naming himself after Jack's ex-wife is such a bizarre thing to do in that moment. Like, of all the names you could have chose, you're gonna choose Sarah?
I mean, maybe he's just so drunk he can't think of another name.
Yeah, I
also
think
possible.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like Christian showing up again, like it's funny just how like recognizable this man is at this point. Like you just see someone at a bar and you're immediately like, oh, is that Christian Shepherd? But I don't know. I thought that was interesting to tie in Ana Lucia with him, especially because the first time we saw her towards the end of season 1 was her talking to Jack. So like to kind of tie that together with the fact that
also at an airport bar.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes. So to tie that together with meeting Christian beforehand is pretty cool.
Over to too.
She never gets his name, so that we never like. I mean, it's not going to matter by the end of the episode anyway. But we're not going to get that moment that Sawyer had where she has this realization, like that she could have that conversation with Jack, because she just thinks he's Tom. My last thing on this was the whole scene with Henry. Is I think the line, "The man in charge is a good man, a great man, but he's not a forgiving man," is such a cold line. I love it so much, and it's so scary. Like, whoever is in charge, this guy is scared of him too.
Right.
Well, and he's bringing up, like, because of that, like, this is why, like, I failed, so I'm screwed. Like, they're going to come here and get me regardless. So, like, I actually kind of want you people to do it so I don't have to face the wrath of this. Like, he's brought this up a couple times too. You know what I mean? So he's definitely like, guys, it's not great over there sometimes either. Like, it's fun and dandy until you piss off the big man.
No, I mean, that part I was never completely sure on. I never believed anything that this man said from the time that he was in the net. And Russo was like, we caught one of them. Never believed anything he said. So when he's in there, everything he says, I think, is just him saying anything he can come up with to get out of being captured. Like that's all I ever thought.
I said that I was going to bring this up. I find this very weird about Anna especially being a cop. Like, you know that she's had to see some things like in her time of being a cop. So I found this very interesting that she was so like, obviously it just kind of proves where she was at, because we see at the end of the episode where she calls her mom and she's just so like, she's just at the rock bottom, if you will. And so I think that really kind of proves the point of how desperate she was in this moment, because she is a cop, literally meeting this man 2 minutes ago, not getting real names, and she's like, sure, let's fly halfway across the world. Totally nothing wrong with this. Like, it's a very, I think a lot of people overlook that moment to show how, like, that's the first sign that she is hitting rock bottom here, is like, I don't know what cop would agree to this. Honestly, like, that's a big red flag. Huge red flag.
Cop turned security guard, now sitting in an airport bar with some drunk guy calling her the wrong name, agreeing to go to Sydney. Things are not looking up for Ana Lucia in these moments.
Yes.
You can tell she's miserable in that job. Like, we get like a 3-second shot of her wanting people, as Christian called it. Like, yeah, she's miserable. And even just a little detail of she calls the bartender by name when she goes to get her a tequila and tonic. Just like a little thing of like, yeah, she's regularly at this bar drinking.
Right.
And yeah, her life is kind of, I think it's that thing again of like revenge doesn't solve your problems. Like she's killed this guy, but all the issues that she had aren't solved because this guy's now dead.
Right. No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too. I love getting kind of some more backstory with Ana because we just from when we first met her from the tail section, we know that she's a very, like you bring us all the time, Michael, that she's like we have a lot of complicated characters on the show, but like her story is just like you need more because she's kind of such a hard ass all the time. Like she never seems to be like happy. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like crazy.
Well, it's not looking good if we need more.
No, definitely not. Anything else in this section?
It's such a little thing, but you'll appreciate it because you love Sawyer, but I love when he says, get your hands on my mangoes. And later in the episode, she's going to put her hands on these mangoes. So
right.
True.
Okay.
He's not going to stop her that time.
Listen, this is going to be our next section, and I'm already mad about it. Moving on. In our flashback, we do see that Ana is up late drinking. We know that it's 4 a.m. because of the numbers. But she's not really sleeping. They're there in Sydney. She starts drinking. She gets a knock at the door, and it's Christian. We all notice that Christian's not looking good. Christian is not looking good here.
great job on the makeup. He looks a wreck.
Wreck. He's massive mess. But he's like, hey, it's protection day. It's I my bodyguard. I also love
time. Let's go.
Like, I love that she's the bodyguard though too. Like, I mean, she is a badass, but it's just hilarious because like and that's another thing that would have been like the red flag of like, I need protection. Like, you're a decently dude, like size dude. Like, I think you can handle your own, but okay. So it's protection day. 4 a.m. She brings up, like, we've been days of drinking, and now, middle of the night, this is when all right, let's go into the car. And I love that she also is like, you needed protection from the suburbs. Like, why are we in a neighborhood right now? What is happening? I thought we were like going to a bar fight or something. He tells her to wait in the car. She's also like, she's just coming back with these, should I keep the meter running? Like, she's kind of finding him hilarious at this moment because she's obviously not realizing what's about to happen, which we are going to get Christian getting into a fight with this random woman trying to break into her house. Ana Lucia has to go break up this. She's yelling at him. Like, it's all these things. Jake, you've mentioned, like, is that Claire? It's just a generic blonde woman number 7. Okay.
That's what it's like, it's hard to tell when you have, a generic blonde woman that has an Australian accent. Like,
yeah, we're in Australia.
Yeah.
Blonde in Australia.
Yeah. But I mean, with all these connections that we've getting, it's definitely, but yes, no, we do see that it is not Claire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she brings him back to the car, and we get back to the beach. This is where Saeed and Hurley have their moment. He wants the radio. He mentions Say Anything. If you've not seen this movie, go do it because that is the moment where he holds the boombox over his head. But that's why he wants it, because he's trying to impress Libby. This is like, he wants to do something for Libby because we know that they've had their little moments. They had their little kiss. Lots of cuteness. And Saeed goes, I mean, let's not do that. Let's take her to a beach. I took Useless to this beach the other day, and it was fun. You should go. And so with that, he plans out this nice date with Saeed. Jack is taking care of Michael. Locke starts to question things. These two, I'm not even going to bring up the Locke and the Jack because these two are going to get it covered here in a minute. But this is where I'm going to bring this one up. Ana approaches Sawyer again. Bitch, hands off. That's mine. He's mine. But they get into a little bit of...
Get in your time machine, go back 20 years, and go undo it then.
I will. But they do get into a little bit of a scuffle, and scuffle turns into sexy, sexy time. I mean, we already know where this is going for my least favorite character of the episode, but they do have sexy, sexy time, and I'm gonna leave it there because there is a lot in that flashback where we have some information to go over, and I know these two are gonna go about the whole Jack and Locke question of it all. I'm not even gonna bring it up, but yeah. So, Jake, walk us through your thoughts on this.
Yeah. So Anna having time with Sawyer, that I did not expect her to go to that extent to get Sawyer's gun. Like that was kind of
She was a woman on a mission.
Yeah, she was a woman on a mission. And then the date with Hurley and Libby was really funny, especially as we all laughed at when Libby's gonna go get blankets and Hurley turns around and Jin's just giving him the thumbs up. Like it's so good. So yeah, and then the sloshed Christian Shepherd, that man was not well, and that clued me in. Yeah, this is right before Christian Shepherd is going to pass because obviously we knew that he drank himself to death. So it wasn't looking good for Christian, and so that's why when we got to the moment later, I was like, okay, the last place he was at was the cocktail bar. So
yeah,
just want to get a theory out there for you, Jake. Did you pick up any of the dialogue during that scene with Christian? Do you have any theories about what that could be?
So with the woman, it was something about he had a daughter from this other relationship. That's something I think I picked up on, which was interesting. So I'm not sure what that means. I mean, I would have a theory, but I think my theory's not very valid anymore by the end of the episode. So
sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't.
I was gonna say Christian could have had a relationship with Ana Lucia's mom, and Ana Lucia and Jack could have secretly been siblings. That would have been a twist, but clearly that might not matter anymore. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that.
Yeah, like I just think that's an interesting scene, and something Lost does so well of just throwing something out there where it's like, wait, what? And then they move past it to the next thing, and there's like 10 of those moments in this episode alone.
Yeah.
One thing from that scene, I don't know, because I don't know the artist too well, but it very much sounded like was it Patsy Cline in the car?
It sure is. It sure is my girl Patsy.
I only know Patsy Cline because of Lost. So that Patsy Cline always shows up in Kate's flashbacks. It's like Kate's favorite artist. She listens to her all the time. So I thought it was interesting that Patsy Cline was playing in the car there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, I agree with you because like very much so in 2006, we're like that whole fight. We are turning up the volume so that we can like hear what's happening.
Oh God, yes.
Because it's like, what on earth are they saying? Like, that's what that's what Lost does. Of like, oh my God, like I want to hear the conversation. We don't need to listen to as much as I love listening to Patsy Cline, and I was also singing along as we were watching the episode. As much as I love Patsy, I want to hear what's going on out there. Like, let's go. So yeah, Lost always doing that shit with us. I'm over it.
Anything super interesting to say that to me? I mean,
You guys are gonna bring up the Locke and Jack questioning all the things here?
Yeah, you guys need to talk about that.
I left it specifically for you two.
I mean, what is this the part when
you think they're on the honor system, John?
Yeah, that part. Like, I mean,
that's the part we're at.
What, like you, like, yeah, good point, Jack. Like,
John, but John isn't. I don't think John is saying like, "Hey, let's just let him go," and he's just discussing the options. Like, "Hey, you went out there for a trade, and you came back with Michael." Like. And again, Jack's just down his throat. Like, you think they're on the honor system? You think they just gave him back? He's just asking a question. It is interesting that they went out there and they came back with one of the people that's missing. I think it's fair to discuss the options between these two characters. No? Am I crazy?
I think if you were discussing I think that does this count as the trade? With the obvious answer coming up very quickly that no, it does not. Rather than just like, because he thinks he's the special boy. So like,
but Locke doesn't push it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Locke's not like, like we're gonna let him go. He just asks his opinion, and then he kind of sides with him. Like, yeah, okay. And then we move
Yeah,
on.
I mean,
Locke's pretty good to Jack in this episode. They're good to each other. This is a good Jack and Locke episode.
To side a little bit with right. Great. To side with Michael a little bit though on this is like he wasn't out there. So he was like you went out there for a trade. Like did the trade happen? Did you talk to them? Like, are we supposed to like go take Henry back? Like he wasn't out there, so he didn't know that Michael just ran out and fell out of the jungle. So Jack, like I always also hate Jack. So like, I mean, he did not need to jump down his throat. He should have just answered. He should have just answered nicely.
I think that Jack had a very good point, and I think that he was right.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
I think Jack is a hothead, and he snaps a little bit, but he's right. So,
but he's not right because Locke wouldn't have known.
Yeah, Locke was just asking a question. He didn't know.
Locke was not just asking a question. Oh my gosh. Go rewatch the episode. He's not just asking a question.
He literally was. He didn't know that Michael just walked out of the woods.
I'm helping Michael.
Should we move on to sex?
No, get back on this. We don't need to talk about.
No, let's talk about how hot this scene was between Ana Lucia and.
Listen, I just
sorry, that wasn't like an invitation to you, Kevin. Like after the argument, so we stop arguing. It's like, should we move on to sex?
I mean, would our audience tune in for that? Let us know.
Oh my god. No, I refuse to only think of myself in her position in that episode. Or that. That's what I do. I put my face on her.
I will say it's very well done by Ana Lucia. Like, look, she wants a gun. She tried to get one by taking it off him, couldn't get it. So screw it. I'll have sex with him. And then
this is now two people who like they want a gun, they got a gun. Like,
yeah, Sawyer's protecting these guns.
Yeah, Sawyer, you're not doing a great job.
But he looks good doing it.
Okay, you're not doing a great job.
That's okay. He looks good doing it. Anything else that we want to discuss on this before we move on? All right. We get to our flashback here where they are obviously, this is after this aftermath of this fight. They are driving, and Anna starts to have lots of questions for Christian. She wants to know, like, what's going on? Like, what's his plan? Like, we've been doing all this for days on end. Like, why don't we just go back home? He's like not about this. He's like, I can't. He brings up, it's so funny that he had this conversation with Anna, which is the exact same conversation that he has with Sawyer later that we got in a previous episode. But like, he brings up literally everything that he's about to bring up to Sawyer. So it's obviously on his mind, very heavy on his mind. And so again, that makes it even more tragic that he never made the phone call. Like, you know what I mean? It's so sad that he's this sad, like this. I mean, we know that this is the drinking binge that ends his life. You know, it's so, to see him this devastated of like, all he had to do was make the phone call. All he had to do was pick up that payphone. And we know that from the Sawyer interaction that just was not happening for him. And so she does separate. She decides, I'm done with this. This was fun while it lasted, but I'm good. He opens the door and hits my man Sawyer. I do love that little Easter egg was in there because Jake immediately was like, oh, okay, this is that bar. This is where it all kind of ties in together. And so that's where we see the end of Ana Lucia and Christian. Their little funsy time in Sydney is now over. We we go back to the beach where we have the aftermath of sexy time with Ana Lucia and Sawyer. I love Sawyer here. Like, they got the perfect shot of him, like, just like, you know, it was so hot. But also he's like, do you want my number? Like, love him. He's so adorable. Anyway, with that, he gets dressed, and we know that this is where she snatches the gun, but we now know this because we did not know this at the time. With that, I mean, we all assumed it, but like, yes, that is when she got the gun that is later going to cause a lot of problems. Here, coming up. So Jake, get ready. It's coming up. With that, Hurley is there, and he's grabbing food for the surprise picnic. And Libby catches him, and he's like, oh, shoot. I've been caught. And she's like, no. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, I'm not here to tell you how to act around food. He's like, that's not why I was kind of planning this picnic, wanted to take you on a date, and she like instantly like melts into a puddle of like awe because this is so cute.
Aww.
We love Hurley. And so he brings up that he's going to take her to a beach. She's like, where? And he's like, can that part still be a surprise? Like, he's so cute. He's so cute planning this date for him and Libby. And then we get Ana Lucia coming back to the hatch. She sees that Jack is there. She's like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? What happened out there? And he notices her little mark from when her and Henry had the scuffle and says, what happens here? And Locke immediately jumps in and said, oops, my bad. Left the water on. She slipped and hit this thing. I'm sorry again. And she's like, hey, it's okay. Didn't know we were going to have each other's back like that, but thank you. And so Locke lies for her, which we now know is a big no-no. Probably shouldn't have done that. Sorry, Michael, you're on your own on that one. With that, we hear Kate yell out, hey, Jack, Michael's waking up. Michael's waking up. And so he wakes up. They give him some water. He catches his breath, kind of gets the bearings of it all. And he goes into his story. Hey, when I left here, sorry about that, but again, Locke, that I hit you in the head. But when I left here, I went back north where we were, talking about when he was with the Tailies, and he had found them. There weren't a lot of them. There were 22 of them. They were guarding their own hatch. They had their own hatch. That's where he thinks Walt is because they guard it with guns. And a lot of them are old. A lot of them are women. I couldn't save Walt, but we're gonna go back. When I get better, we're gonna go back out there and we're gonna rescue my boy. And he's like, listen, I'm telling you, they're no better off than we are. They're, no shoes, all these things. And so I love that when he brings up the other hatch, if you like Jake, I don't know if he knows, Locke immediately perks up like, wait, what? Another hatch? Cool. I'm kind of getting sick and tired of this one. What's going on?
now I can lay claim to another hatch.
Right. It's his new hatch, his new residence, which I'm sure Kevin will absolutely love. We also have this is the other moment between Jack and Locke that these two can't fight about because even Jack and Locke weren't fighting anymore. It's so sweet. They had a nice little moment where Jack apologizes because Jack was being an idiot back then, as usual. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have gotten in the way. Of you and Saeed and all of your plans. And then this is the part where Kevin's going to have something to say. Is he's like, that's okay, Jack. No big deal that you suck and I'm awesome. But next time, I hope that you include me. And then again, this is where I'm going to stop because I'm going to let these two go at it on that. But with that, they want to get the guns back from Sawyer. This is the whole plan that they need to go get the guns back from Sawyer. And I'm going to stop it here because then we're going to lead into a big, huge whole conundrum of things that are about to go down. But I'm going to stop it there because I know that these two want to talk about the Jack and Locke of it all. But Jake, I want to come to you first of how are you feeling about, like, Michael's waking up? This is your one of your favorite characters. You've mentioned it time and time again. Obviously, we might have new feelings about Michael after today. But, like, before this, because you're watching this episode, like, in this moment, you're like, he's awake and stuff. Walk us through, like, Anna and Christian, of course, of it all. But, like, get us to, your thoughts on Michael waking up.
Well, yeah, so immediately, and he's telling Jack and Kate and stuff, like, everything that went on, like, I thought everything he was saying was, plausible. Everything makes sense for what Michael ended up seeing there. I was just like, as soon as it was like him building an army, I'm like, okay, cool. This is what we've been building up to. So this is probably what's going to end up happening. And now I'm not even sure anymore of that, that storyline, and maybe not in a bad way, but I'm just floored right now because everything that I thought was going to be built up to is now completely thrown out the window. So yeah, I this was just like, it's just something crazy to think about, and it went from making me excited to then me having so many different feelings. But yeah,
the whole Michael story thing is interesting because communication. Kate, how about you step in and say, actually, Michael, we found costumes and fake beard glue, and all this stuff, like, your story doesn't really make sense. But again, at this point, we trust Michael, and it's very plausible also that the others maintain that costume
Facade,
even
yeah.
in their living circumstances. So maybe that is what Michael saw, but we know there's something more to the others.
Right.
So it's like, is Michael lying about what he saw, or do the others maintain that cover like 24/7? Like, we don't know, but I think that's an interesting thing of, like, is there a hole there?
Yeah, I think that, like, from what we understand, he just wouldn't have seen them take off their facade or let down their facade, so he would have just only known what he saw. It is really interesting that Kate just, again, does not say anything, which is wild. Kate, I'm not sure why you're, continuing to hide things from everybody, but
Hey.
No, just it is a good point though. She should have.
yeah, so that's my thoughts.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that is what he really saw, and like,
Yeah, I mean, could have been.
I mean, could they have had a longer, drawn-out conversation where they debate about, like, maybe if they go into that hatch, that's where they take off the costumes because she saw the beard glue, and like could they have had that whole conversation? Sure, they could have had that whole conversation. Would that mean anything for the episode? No, it wouldn't. It would just be wasting time. So, like, it's fine.
Yeah. I just think they do it too often. Like, I would like it to be like, yeah, it would be an extra like 20 seconds, but just to share a little bit more often. This isn't like a go at Kate. I think it's a general thing that they do that I wish they did take the time sometimes to
I don't think that's a Kate issue. I think that's just that's just a TV editing scripting issue of, like, we have seen that they have the beard glue. We don't need to have multiple conversations about it. I think that's what it comes down to. So I don't hate Kate for it. I don't hate Kate in general. I think there's too much hate Kate in the fandom. I do think I will bring up, because I brought it up during the episode. Oh, look at this. Jack apologized. Jack apologized to John Locke. And what did John Locke do? He said, "Yeah, I know." Right? Like, where's your apology, John Locke? You have also said some mean things over the past 2 seasons, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They get on the same page, except for the part, as we're going to see when they go to talk to Sawyer, that John Locke is still lying to Jack and has not fessed up.
Comes clean. Yet. He does come clean. It's a little bit late, but he does.
He comes clean a little too late.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. Like, Locke could have just said sorry too, but I do think it's a nice scene between them where they do kind of get on the same page, and them communicating with each other is hugely important for if they're about to go to war with the others. And yeah, it was a nice scene. After a season of them being like just argumentative with each other, it is nice to see them actually having a good conversation.
I do think it's funny that, like, we're about to see once again the two of them standing next to each other near Sawyer, realizing, like, oh shit, we're both wrong again, right? Like, the same thing happened when Sawyer came out because he had taken all the guns. Like, they're about to, like, maybe the two of you shouldn't work together. Maybe the two of you should be separated, because when the two of you stand next to each other and you are, like, agreeing on something, things don't go well. I mean, I personally think that this is John Locke's ego being inflated by Henry Gale, right? Because we were coming for you, John Locke, right? Like, but whatever.
But I do also think as well, like, when he covers for Anna, I do think he's just kind of being there for Anna. Like, I think Locke could not have predicted in a million years, nobody could, what was going to happen here. Like,
that she would take the gun and then yeah.
It, like, so I think it's a tragic accident, and I don't think we can blame Locke for it. I think, as much as I don't blame for Boone, I think he's more to blame for Boone than this. Yes, he could have told people about it, but I think there was no predicting this, especially that Michael would do this.
He's very to blame for Boone.
Not really.
He's the only one.
Not really.
He's very to blame for Boone.
He's the only one to blame. But
we went through this when Boone died. He's very to blame for Boone.
Listen, we can't argue anymore.
I mean, yeah, I think he could have, when he's talking to Jack privately, like, said, like, what actually happened. But yeah, I think he's just like, let's not embarrass Anna. So like, no, she just slipped. Like, and she's like, yeah, I slipped. I forgive you.
Thanks, John.
I want to bring up before we move on and go to this like insane, intense ending. I again want to bring up where Christian Shepherd is, because it's so tragic. Like, his story often gets overlooked by all of our other major characters here, but like, we know that this is probably hours before he dies, because we know that, or we're assuming, we don't actually ever get like clarification.
We see Sawyer in that parking lot, so this is probably the day.
But it's like, because we know that she's going to get on a flight, right? So we know that this has to happen within hours here. But it's so tragic to think like he's again at that such a low spot where he wants so bad. Like, I almost am like, why didn't Sawyer pick up the phone for him? What's the phone number? Here, I'm going to call for you. We'll get your son out here. If you can't make the phone call, I will. Because to see this man this distraught, this so down, I mean, literally at the bottom of the barrel here. Like, he is it's almost like he was crying out for help and nobody really helped, right? Like, they were there to listen, but they didn't help. And
you've got to be able to help yourself. I think that's the tragedy with all that. Christian was not.
Yeah. I also like
part too.
Is there an irony to that too, though? Because is this the point where he has already made his way to Australia and he's just like not able to catch up to Christian in time? So even if Christian calls, he's not going to get an answer because Jack isn't there, because he's also in Australia, or at least on his way.
Maybe, yeah, because he gets called out before. It's like he's gone and they haven't heard from him, but it's not necessarily that he's dead yet. Yeah, I never even thought about it, potentially.
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you too. Like, there, you have to be able to help yourself. And I agree with that 100%. I just also, I see that he had this very emotional, he's, like I said, the bottom of the barrel here. And with Anna, who he's spent a few days with here, they've been drinking. She even mentions, we've spent 4 days drinking, having a good time. So they're obviously hanging out. So this is a very different Christian Shepherd that she has probably been hanging out with. I do really like the parallel between the two of them and how she responds to hitting rock bottom versus how he responds. I like seeing, I think that's an interesting thing. I feel bad for Christian Shepherd and people like Christian Shepherd who go through that. But I think that's a very interesting parallel to kind of look at. Right. That's why I was going to bring this up, because again, he could have made the call. We've said this a million times. Could Ana Lucia and Sawyer made the call for him? Probably. But I mean, again, to where I agree with Michael too, you have to be able to help yourself. Plus, this is a complete stranger. I don't know if I want to call the stranger's kid. Right. But it is, because it's almost like with him saying, I could just call. I just want to call. I want to call, which will lead Ana Lucia to making her call. And I think that's what puts her in her head that I do not want to end up like this dude. Let me fix this. You know what I mean? Because she's seen where the bottom of the barrel leads you.
And it is cool that we see Christian's last day completely through multiple flashbacks. It's like we see his day with Anna, and then we're going to get the scene with Sawyer. And I think it's interesting that we see Sawyer walking away from the bar when he crashes into the car door. So this is, as Christian's going in, this is Sawyer going to the shrimp stand where he's going to go to kill the guy, and then he comes back to the bar, gets the advice from Christian, and goes back. So it's in this crossover where all these characters are intertwined, and so good.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, time is the time. Here we go. Are we ready? Buckle up. So we get to Hurley. He is lost. This is where this story gets really, really tragic, because Hurley is lost, but he's like, no, I'm not lost. I've got this. We're about to walk out on this beautiful beach. Ta-da! And Libby's like, sorry, it's our beach. Jen's right there. Good try. Good try. We love seeing Jen because he's going to have a very cute moment here, but she's like, it's fine. We don't need a special beach. It's really cute that you tried all this. Let's just do the picnic here. Give me the blankets. He's like, oh, didn't bring blankets. She's like, okay, all right. We don't need the blankets. How about the drinks? And he's like, oops, forgot the drinks. So she's like, okay, we're going to have a nice picnic. I'm going to help you. We're a team. I will go get the blankets. You go get wine because Bernard and Rose are stealing the wine, but it's our time with the boxed wine. And you know it's a boxed wine.
I love that Rose and Bernard are stealing the wine, by the way. That's so funny.
Right? Like, go for it. They had to make up after their little SOS fight. Anyway, so she sends him to go get the wine. She's going to get the blankets. Like I said, this is where the tragedy really starts because we're going to find out why here soon. We get where Jack and Kate and Locke are all shown up to confront Sawyer to get those guns back. The burning of the manuscript. He's doing anything and everything. And Sawyer's like, you know what? We're not playing this game, Jack. And then Locke's just like, come on, it's time, James. And he's like, okay, John. And then Kate's like, come on, just give it to us. And he's like, I love that he's like, did you bring her for a sympathy vote? Like, what is this? Like, this is the worst trio. You're not going to get the guns. And then Jack pulls a gun on Sawyer. He reaches behind to grab his gun. It's not there. And he goes, oh, shit. Ana Lucia took my gun. And then Locke's like,
Locke's face is amazing.
Now that I think about this,
oh shit!
Yes, we have a Locke going. Hey, Jack.
We have a John Locke problem.
we might have an issue.
You called it at the end of season 1.
Called it at the end of season 1.
But we do get a kind of back at the hatch. We see Anna opening up the hatch door. Or armory door, I guess it's not the hatch door, because the hatch door is outside. Anyway, the armory door, and tosses good old Henry a knife. And she says, go right ahead and cut yourself loose there, buddy. He's like, why? She's like, you know why. Cut yourself.
When she says you know why, it's so like, well.
Yes. This is about to be all kinds of bad, and not in the ways that it's going to actually end up. We think this is going to be a very different scenario here. But as he's cutting himself free, he is bringing up like, oh, man, he always said you were good. You were misunderstood. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? And he's like, Goodwin. Good old Goodwin. And brings up that they had a conversation about her and that she was misunderstood. She was actually a decent person. And then look what you did. This is where she's like, he was going to kill me, blah, blah, blah. We already kind of talked on that a little bit. But then we get our flashback. We see that Jack is at check-in. He is talking about getting his father's casket. It's kind of insane that these two are right here. We know that they have an interaction, but they're right here. He's talking about his dead dad. Like, she was just with dad literally the day before. It's kind of very intense that she's right there. But also she had mentioned that when the end of season 1, where she's like, I heard you yelling at check-in, and so we get to see that, which is great. We get Anna. She decides to call her mom. And it's, again, part of this massive tragedy where she's like, I'm on Oceanic Flight 815. And she's like, I'll be there waiting for you. I'll be there waiting for you. We'll fix this problem together. Oh, boy. We're going to get into why that will never happen. And here's why. We see Anna sitting.
Can we talk about that little section then to see if the end? Because, that end's going to be like a whole mess.
Sure. You can stop me anytime. Go for it.
No, I just think it's great that she does the thing that we've all been saying Christian should have done, right? Like, Christian should pick up the phone. Christian should just call Jack and just tell him it's okay. And, like, she does it. I think that there is a lot of hate towards Ana Lucia. Understandably, she is a lot. But I think we do get, before the end of this episode, that satisfactory completion of that arc of like, yes, she did hit rock bottom and she did like go on the self-destructive path, but she was reaching out for help and she was on the other side of that. Which I think some people do not care what's about to happen in the next part, but it made me, it did endear her to me a lot.
Mm-hmm. Like, I really don't understand the deep hate for Ana Lucia.
People hate Ana Lucia.
In terms of, like, early on in her run, like, she's very abrasive, but I understand why. I think you'd have to be an idiot not to at least empathize with what the hell they went through on the other side of the island. And after Shannon dies, like, you do see a different side of Anna and a more vulnerable side of Anna. Mm-hmm. And like I don't think there's anything to really hate about her. This is a tragedy all around. But can you imagine Anna's mom? Like, she's just got in contact with her daughter, and now she heard the flight number, and she's gonna hear the news that like the plane.
At least her mom gets to know, like, she gets some kind of closure, because like, without Sawyer telling Jack, that Jack would have never had that. So at least she gets that.
Yeah. I only hate on Ana Lucia because she slept with my man, but no, I mean, it is, I don't understand why she gets a lot of hate, because she is an amazing character. Because there's a lot of depth to her. There really is. So yeah, I think that's one of the main things, but also, of course, the blankets make this a bigger tragedy than just like a regular good old shooting.
I did not see this coming in 2006.
No, not at all.
I didn't see this at all.
No, clearly, yeah. Like, the blankets are such a little thing. Like, man, Hurley, you got a shot, man. Why didn't you just remember blankets? I love you, Hurley. But she went back to the damn blankets.
Well, and the fact that, like, it's just, we already know he's going to blame himself. Like, you know what I mean? He's immediately, like, and it's, all I had to do was remember blankets. Like, you know, but he was so excited to get on this date with her that, like, he's just like, but also she kind of interrupted him when he was packing. Like, who knows? Maybe, like, had she not interrupted, he would have remembered these things. Probably not, because it is Hurley. But with that, I mean, yeah, it makes this ending, like, all of these, like, things leading up to make this ending so sad.
Yeah.
Should we get there?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
So we get to the moment where Ana Lucia is sitting on the couch, and Michael wakes up, comes over, and says, "What's up? How's it going?" She's like, "Having a bad day. It's been a bad day. We caught one of them." And Michael's like, "What? What do you mean? What? You have a person here?" And she's like, "Yeah, caught another. He attacked me. I wanted to kill him, but I can't kill him." And Michael says, "I'll do it. I will do it. I've got you. Because these people are animals. They took my kid. Like, look at what they're doing to us. These people are horrendous people. I will kill him. I've got this." He said, "What's the combination?" She gives it to him. He stands up, looks at the gun, and says, "I'm sorry." As he says, "I'm sorry," she says, "For what?" And he shoots her. Not who we thought this was going to go. What? Michael?
Oh, yeah. It's like, right. There's no comment. This is not like a shoulder shot. This is not a...
Yes. What the fuck, Michael?
This is not Stu Mocker getting stabbed like in the abdomen where they know they can survive. No, this is
a
dead center.
Very moment. And then if you thought it was over, it's not, because good old sweet Libby coming in for blankets, heard gunshots, comes up and was like, "Michael, what do you do?" And in a panic turns and shoots Libby twice. And it's just like, you know that wasn't part of the plan. I mean, I don't think anything was part of this plan, because Michael was not prepared to wake up and decide he was going to shoot everyone. But for Libby to show up was not in the plan, because Hurley just forgot blankets. Major bad news. So then out of nowhere, we get him opening up this armory door and confronting Henry. We think this moment is about to change all of our lives, and we are about to get rid of Henry. But no, he shoots himself, and the episode ends. Lots and lots of tragedy in this moment. Yeah. Michael. So Jake, walk us through, because again, we knew leading up to this episode, like, one of your favorite characters. He is kind of a beloved character throughout the franchise. For all of us to sit here and watch this, like I said, in 2006, this is us going exactly what your thing says. What the fuck, Michael? So walk us through, Jake.
I just did not see it coming, because all we've seen from Michael up till now has been that he's been a caring father who Susan screwed him over with Walt, and then he just had his kid taken from him by these strangers. And so all he's been wanting is to get Walt back. And just for him to all of a sudden commit this act, like, we have no idea why. We have no idea if he had if he planned to shoot Ana Lucia and then just shoot himself and then just accidentally shot Libby as well. Like, I don't know. I just didn't expect 3 characters potentially to die. I'm almost thinking, we're at least going to lose 1, but I'm almost like, are they really going to kill 3 of them off? Like, I just feel like that's going to be crazy. And I know we have a lot of characters anyway, but it's just like, wow. I also thought, for me, like with Libby, I thought, okay, I feel like they're going to tell us more. And I thought, okay, Hurley's eventually going to find out, but I guess maybe that's not even going to happen. So I don't know. I'm just a little shocked that this is what just happened on the show. And I'm not sure how to process it or how to think things are going to go moving forward. So
it's understandable if you don't have anything, because it's a lot to process. Like, immediately watching this episode, it's a lot that happens. Do you have any theories of why Michael did this?
The thought is, I don't know, like maybe he made some sort of deal initially, but that doesn't, like, with the others, but it just to get Walt, but like they're not gonna hand. I don't know. I have no idea why Michael would go against what I feel like his character has been for like the rest of the show. He's been involved. Like, I just didn't think that this would be something he would do completely out of character, in my opinion. So yeah, no, I'm just shocked. So
yeah, I think back in 2006, I think we talked about, was he brainwashed? Is he another now? We talked about Danielle Russo talked about her people getting sick. Like, does he have this sickness? Is this part of a deal he made so he could get Walt back? Like, did he just go crazy alone in the woods? Like,
my other thing, I too, with my friend, was all those things. Plus, the other thing I was thinking is, he's setting Henry up because they're going to make it look like he's doing all this. And so then they're going to just, like, Jack's going to come back and they're going to kill him. Like, look how horrible this person is. Like, I think that was, like, another theory that we had of, like, that he wants everything to be against, because, again, like, this is Michael. Like, he couldn't do this. But, like, my friend and I were definitely on the sickness thing. The sickness train was, like, a major, like Rousseau's brought this up a couple times, and, like, we know that she's talked about this. Like, I think that's where we landed on in 2006, is that this was so out, like Jake's mentioned, so out of character for him that there's got to be definitely the sickness. So I definitely thought that's where we were at. So Michael, where did you think when you were watching this? Where did you have any of these theories, or did you have any other theories that you thought?
Yeah, I think I was on the fence of, like, is this somehow, like Jake said, a deal that he's made? But again, that's, even if it is a deal he's made, that is to kill people in cold blood.
Right.
Like, even if it is for your son, that is a brutal and, like, despicable thing to do. And right. I think for me, the theory that he had been indoctrinated by the others and it's this kind of cult, and I think I was leaning towards that out of this will that the Michael we knew, this wasn't him, that he wasn't responsible for this somehow, that he's been brainwashed. Yeah. So I think I was in the please just be brainwashed or something. It's like the Winter Soldier. He's been activated.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that I love about this scene, it's amazing. It's such an amazing choice that they made when I'm assuming this is a Jack Bender episode, but from the moment he shoots Ana Lucia, apart from Libby shouting Michael, there's no score. the only thing that you can hear for the rest of the episode is the gun shaking in Michael's hands. You can literally just hear it rattling in his hand for the entire 60 seconds or whatever it is that this takes place, and it's like. Ugh.
Well, and also we don't get the ending music either. It's just silence. They end it and it's just the credits rolling. There's just nothing. It's whew. It's you don't need.
Yeah, because most episodes have that that montage at the end. The music is playing. And these are the different characters, and this is just
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm talking about with the credits. Normally there's that song
Was there no music with these credits? I don't even remember.
No, it's just silence. It's just straight up silence. Which we need after that episode to process. I don't need music right now, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It just makes it that more eerie, somber, holy crap, what did we just watch? So yeah. Very intense episode. Jake's gonna have to be like us in 2006 and wait a week to watch it. So he could process all the things all week like we did in 2006 of what could possibly happen.
Let us know what your theories were about why Michael did this.
What was your theory?
Yeah, what was your theory? Where'd you lean?
Theories, not what actually happened.
Yes, please. No spoilers.
With
that, least favorite and favorite character.
Well, I don't know. I'm struggling with this, but least favorite. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael.
We never thought we'd see the day.
We never thought we'd see it.
It's just I don't know how else to process what he just did. So he has to go down as the least favorite, and I don't know that it's really forgivable. And then favorite, I think just for how adorable he made it, I'm gonna go Hurley with him trying to have the date with Libby, and I just thought it was so adorable, and so this is just an unfortunate thing that just happened, but yeah, that's my favorite and least favorite for this episode.
I mean, least favorite has to be the person that caused so much destruction. It's got to be Hurley. He got Ana Lucia killed. Libby potentially killed. If he wasn't so forgetful and dumb, no, it's got to be Michael. This is holy cow! It's one of the craziest. When people talk about big shocking twists in TV, so many things that came after this was a template for the craziness that shows would come to have. Man, and the episode being called Two for the Road, so crazy in hindsight. There's an episode of Better Call Saul that does that as well, and it's at the end of the episode you're like, oh shit, that's why it was called that. I love that it was hidden in plain sight in a way. And favorite character, you know what? She just got shot point blank in the chest, and I don't think Anna gets the love that she deserves. I think Ana Lucia. I think the whole stuff with her mom and calling her, and it's just a tragic story. It's really tragic. I feel for her.
Yeah, I think same thing. I'm going Anna for my favorite, just because this is probably the last chance we get to make her a favorite. And then also, the calling her home, that whole parallel of her and Christian Shepherd, and she stops. No, we're not going for another drink. No, my name is not Sarah. My name is Ana Lucia. No, and she turns it around, right? And I think that is, like I said, I think that endears her. I feel even more bad, not only that she crashed, but that she never is going to make it off the island to have that reconciliation moment with her mom. And she gets a lot of hate unnecessarily, I think. So I'll make her my favorite. And then least favorite, I don't know that I am ready to completely throw out Michael yet, because I don't know why he did it. Right? So I'm more shocked by him. I'm not mad at him. It's more what just happened? What's going on? So for a least favorite, just because Kristen likes to be mean to me, I'm gonna say Sawyer.
That is inaccurate. That is an inaccurate statement.
Yeah, if he wasn't so dumb and let Anna get the gun, none of this would have happened.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah, sorry about my early comment. It actually loops all the way back to Sawyer.
You guys are cute, but I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide because I'm about to make Ana Lucia my least favorite character because she slept with my man. So it's fine. So fine. No, I mean, as much as I want to, it's Michael. I'm so sorry. Like Kevin, you brought up, I don't know why. I don't need to know why. You just did something terrible. Like, this is horrible. I don't really care about the why right now. This is just, I mean, to even like set her up, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll do it. I'll take the, like, give me the gun, like, to set this up and then to be like, I'm sorry. Bitch, don't say I'm sorry. This is horrible. Like, no, Michael, I'm so sorry. I hate to do it to you, but you did it to yourself, buddy. I can't do it. He is definitely the least favorite. Favorite of the episode, Sawyer, because he looks so hot.
Endo.
It was either that or it was going to be Jin with the thumbs up because it was adorable. So it was just like a literally 2-second thing. So what? Take one. Which one? All right, right.
Episode rankings.
Okay, I'll do our overall, and if we don't think it quite breaks it, I can give you season 2 as well. Overall, we've got Exodus, Lockdown, Walkabout, Orientation, Man of Science, Man of Faith, The Long Con, The Pilot, Part 1 and 2, Do No Harm, Confidence Man, The Other 48 Days, and The 23rd Psalm.
I feel like that ending, I honestly would put it just below The Pilot for me. So, like, what is that, like 8th?
That would be the new number 7, just above Do No Harm.
Okay, yeah. I honestly think for how crazy that ending was, and I feel like it's something we've said a lot, but this genuinely was just such a shock for the episode, and I have to put it, I have to put it in the top 10. So for that reason,
Do No Harm is when Boone dies, right?
Yes. So this should be in that.
So
realm.
this is very similar. I think I don't even think Kristen can deny when Shannon has her breakdown when Boone dies is like emotionally just like gut wrenching. But I think the shock of this is like, I think this was such a moment that like, and I think it's above Do No Harm. But yeah, they're very similar, like shocking points in like before the season finale. So like, I think they belong in about the same spot, but I think the shock of this one puts it above it.
Yeah, I was going back and forth of whether or not I wanted to put it below or above Do No Harm. And I think I'm agreeing with you guys that this should go above Do No Harm just because this episode is basically like what you think of a season finale would be, like, right? Like we get that cliffhanger of like, what, like for this to give us so much right there in like literally 5 minutes is just insane. So I do agree with you guys that I think it should go above Do No Harm, but Do No Harm is still pretty solid too.
I'm actually like out there on my own for this one. I was thinking, I think it's better than The Long Con. I think it's better than Man of Science, Man of Faith. I think it's better than Orientation. I would have slotted it in below Walkabout. This is like, I mean, it's like a 1-2 punch, literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Long Con.
I don't think it's, see, the reason why I don't think it's better than Long Con is Long Con, we got that, like I said, that felt like a movie, like where we were getting so much throughout the whole thing, where this is like, we don't really get much until the ending here.
No, but the stuff with Anna's really good, like because we get a lot of stuff about Christian. We even get like Sawyer popping up in that. Like we get but we still get a mystery too of like what was he doing at that blonde woman's house, and like we get a little like he wants to see his daughter. So there's still some mystery, but we get some more timeline too. So I do see what you're saying, Michael. It is very like it's not
two different
just
kinds of movies. Like this was a tragedy, and I think like there's so much that builds up to it in the background that you don't notice on the first time, like the getting the blankets and just Anna in general. Like the line at the end with Anna, where the last thing she says, apart from what are you sorry for, or whatever she says at the end, is I can't do this anymore. Like she's been such a fighter, and she's and she's just done. Like, she can't do this anymore. It's so tragic. This is one of my like all-timer episodes. I'm not mad at it being like anywhere in the top 10. I just personally would have it like a bit higher than that.
Well, I think it's probably gonna, with you putting it up there and us putting it down, it's gonna go up a little bit.
Like,
with
up a
average.
couple maybe.
Yeah. So, where do we have it? The new number 7, or is where we were putting it? Is that right?
Yeah.
So I would have had it the new number 4.
So then we put it what, 5 or 6?
Yeah, I think actually you would have had the last number 8. Sorry, the 23rd Psalm's not in there anymore. I should have taken that off.
Yeah, it's because we had it underneath the pilot.
Yeah.
So if you have it at 4 and we have it at 8, we put it at 6.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
Yeah.
It should be average wise that would be 7, but yeah, I'll put it at 6 because Michael did convince me to put it a little bit higher. Sure.
I mean, all these top 10 are like absolute
it's
10 out of 10
definitely-
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, after that solemn episode, we have a few left to go, and I don't know what's going to happen from here on out.
We do.
Yeah, and you guys get to talk about it. So, hooray. Well, with that, I will leave you guys with this, and we will see you all next time for more Lost on the Tribe of Nerds.
Congratulations on the Didn't Do Nothing award, John Walk.